Record. This is Frank, and it is the top of the hour, and I'm going to be your host today. And we're going to talk about a new old subject, something that we've spoken about many times, but we're going to talk about it again today if I can bring it up. Let's see. Jeff, can you tell me what it is you see on my screen? Have to unmute yourself. Anybody, can you tell me what it is you see on my screen?
Yeah, it's the first. What would you do with a 100K line of credit?
Okay, so that's real important. I know you guys, I was lamenting, or I don't know if lament is the right word. I was talking about how many guys that I've got on the call, guys and gals, on the call that have been following me for 15, 20 years. I think 20 is the highest one. But, the question is, what would you do with a $100,000 line of credit? How would you turn that into income? You know, that's the big thing that we've been promoting now, a six-figure lifestyle, and we've been promoting it for the last at least 4 to 6 months. And we've been doing these webinars. They came back because I think Jeff and a few other people asked me to, when I suspended them for a while, they asked me to bring them back again. So back by popular demand is Wednesday lunch with the leaders. I really appreciate your attendance. I appreciate you taking the time out of the middle of the day to be on with us. But this isn't really a social club. This is a way for you to make a six-figure income and to help other people make a six-figure income. And so to that end, I really want you guys to invite other people. You know, post it on your Facebook page, the call. If they missed the call, post the replay on your Facebook page. This isn't for me to talk. I got plenty of exercise talking all day long, every day. My phone is ringing off the hook all day long, every single day, except for those times where I forget and I put it on airplane mode and I say, gee, it was awfully quiet today. And then I realize, oops, I left it on airplane mode. I get tons of calls. I don't need the practice calling. I got speaking. I got plenty of practice speaking. So I really want you guys to begin right away posting this on your social media pages, posting it on Facebook, posting it wherever you can, and presenting the information to everyone that you can. We're going to have a new launch on September 1st as our target. We've been so embroiled with the launch that I almost forgot today's call. But we really want to change our focus just a little bit. What we want to do is we want to focus on having me only talk to branch offices and pro affiliates. Those two people. All of the rest of the people you should be talking to them. I desperately want to eliminate some of the phone calls that I get and give them over to you guys. Now, if somebody asks you a question that you can't answer, of course, you can call me and I'll give you the answer. But I really want you guys to have the sales coming in through you so that you can make your overrides, so you can make your money on the people that you have beneath you. Now, we're not an MLM, so this is not a downline, and it doesn't go forever and ever and ever. It only is one level deep, or maybe 2 levels if you happen to be a branch office. And that's another thing. We're going to be promoting the branch offices as well. so that we can set you guys up for your own little easy financial branch office in your corner of the world, where you get to do and use all of the resources that Easy Financial has. You get to use all of those resources, and you get to split the money up with the people beneath you however you want to do it. We have a regular plan that we've been using for 10, 12 years, but you can change that up in any way you want. So I'm going to start asking a couple of questions here, and I need somebody to unmute themselves, shout out where you're calling from, because it tickles my ego to find out people are calling from the moon and from California and from Colorado and other places. But I want you to answer this question. What could you do to turn that 100K into income? I'll give you some ideas, some suggestions. If I had 100K and I looked at it as a business investment, I would want to turn that 100K. So if I was a real estate investor, I'd want to take that 100K and buy more houses and turn those dollars. If I were a storefront, I'd want to buy inventory and take $100 worth of inventory and turn it into $600 worth of profit and turn it 2 or 3 or 4 times a month. If I were a service company, I might want to hire some telemarketers and have them just, pay them minimum wage and just have them dial for donuts, call all day long, 100 calls per hour to all the businesses in the community and ask them what they would do, or if they needed COVID-19 bailout help, could they use $100,000 line of credit? Those are some of the things I would do. Now, don't make me call names. Somebody unmute yourself, shout out your name, where you're calling from, and give me an idea what you would do if you had 100K to turn it into an income.
Diane in Colorado, you don't got to call.
All right, we're gonna bear with your echo. Tell me what you would do with the 100,000.
Well, I would invest in real estate, and then here they have a small magazine, a free magazine that's got all these small businesses, advertisements in the back, and I'll go get one of those and call all those small businesses.
That's great.
And ask them if they could use it.
Okay. You got an echo. You got a wicked echo. So go ahead and mute yourself again, and let's hear from someone else. Thank you. Anyone else? That was great. Real estate.
Reggie to the rescue from Middle Georgia.
Yes.
I'd buy some Bitcoins.
That's a great investment. Yeah, that's a very good investment. Yeah, and then that would give you long-term wealth if you did that. If you had bought them when they were, what were they, $2 a piece? If you bought some when they were first introduced, man, oh man,
they bought $11,000 now.
Well, maybe you can buy a piece of a Bitcoin. I know that some companies sell them, but that's a good idea. But that doesn't turn your investment. That's almost consumer thinking. Not quite. It's almost consumer thinking. What I'm looking for is, what would you do to turn it into income? So that it was a good suggestion, but it's, that's more or less of an investment, and you don't borrow money to invest in something. You borrow money to turn it over. And can anyone tell me what a line of credit means? If you had $100,000 line of credit, what would your monthly payments be? Anybody?
It depends.
Be zero.
Zero. You're right. Zero. If you had $100,000 line of credit, your monthly payments would be zero until you used some of that money whatever amount of that money, and you bought $100 worth of inventory and you turned it 6 times, you paid the $100 back before the 30 days is up. 0 is your line of your interest on that line of credit. Nothing. If you had taken that money and you hired 3 telemarketers to make you appointments, and you paid them, I don't know, $50 a day, I don't know, whatever you're willing to pay them, and they gave you appointments that turned into sales, and you paid it back before the 30 days is up, how much interest? 0. So you're not paying any interest on the money if you use it and pay it back. Business people use it and pay it back. They don't act like consumers who use it and let it build and build and build. Minimum payment, minimum payment, minimum payment till they're maxed out. No, you want business people who are going to use this, turn it over, make it make you money. When you've got your money and you pay it back, you're working off of what they call the house money. It's not your money. It's not coming out of your pocket. It's coming out of the house. In other words, it pays for itself. Okay, so that's all I want. I don't want to take too much more than a half hour today, but here's all we have to do to get you started. Now we're going to promote. I jumped off of my train of thought. I want to work with professionals. I'm getting up there in age where I may retire someday, and I would like to see this company go with all professionals. And we have plans in the works to make it so that this company will go long after I'm gone. When I'm walking naked on the beach, and people are chuckling, when I'm walking on the beach, I want this company to keep going. I want you guys to still be making money. So I want to talk with professionals, and I want to set you guys up so that you can have a long-term income from this company. All right, so how do you get the money? The first thing what we want to do is we want to bundle several things together. Last week I went over so many different products that we have, so many. It took me a whole hour, and I think it was a little longer than an hour to go over all of the different products we have. If we just take and bundle 5 or 6 or 7 of those products together, and we packages it up and offer it to people so that they can get the $100,000, not in 90 or 120 or 6 months, but right away. If we package it up like that and market it like that, we might have to bundle 2 or 3 of the programs. So take, for example, you might have taken the merchant account, first merchant. The way you would sign up for that would be 1st.app/EZ5. Then you would be a reseller of that product, and you get paid instantly on that product. But that gives you up to $10,000. If you had a 680 or above FICO, that your person you're talking to has a 680 or above FICO, but they want 100,000, they want 150, they want 200, 300,000.
Is that link in the email, Frank?
I'm going to give it to you, and
Okay.
yes, it's in the email, and yes, it's
Scroll
right
it
here.
up. Can't see it.
I'll do it in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So you might want to bundle it with unsecured business funding. I'm not going to go into unsecured business funding, but it's our longest, most profitable program that I've had forever. Forever we've been doing it. It's not a new program. It's been around forever. I've been doing it. And it's still working today just like it worked 10, 15 years ago. So it's the unsecured business funding, 0% APR, up to to $150,000. My average over the years has been 75,000. So bundle that 10,000 with the 75,000. Now we've got 80,000. Then we have the personal term loans. Personal term loan will match whatever your client makes on his W-2 for the year. If the client makes $100,000 a year on his W-2 and he's got 680 or above, he lived in the same house for a year and he's worked at the same job for a year, he's more than likely going to qualify for 100,000. So now we're up to 185,000. You see, by bundling those packages together, you can really skyrocket the amount of money that you can help. Who today in this COVID-19 environment can't use money? Everybody needs working capital. Every business that you can imagine. Anyone else have any idea that what they would do to earn money with this? Anybody? Okay, I'm going to move forward. If you click the read more, the links are under the read more, by the way, Reggie. And if you wanted to find out more about, money, for example, you could click this. I don't know if it's going to go there. There it is. Yep. Easy revolving $10,000 line of credit, additional funds available up to $100,000 and more. Yeah, it could be much more. It could be 500,000.
The screen didn't change. Was it supposed to?
Okay, thank you. That's what your job is all about. Okay.
When do I get paid? Never mind.
I'd rather
Check is in the mail.
No, I'd rather owe it to you than cheat you out of it. Okay, so do you see anything that looks like a cell phone? Anybody see anything like a cell phone on my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on there.
Okay, so this is talking all about the program. Okay, so you click these links, and there's your link, Reggie. There's your link. Okay, so you click these links that are on this item that I'm sending out, my brochure that I send out, my invitation that I send out. The links are on there, so you can just click on it and you can see it. All right, let's go to one other thing. I wanted to talk about this because this is a great program. This is an absolutely great program. Everybody will get approved for something with this program. They may not get the 10,000. The 10,000 is reserved for somebody who has very good credit and deep credit. So they may not get that $10,000, but everyone's going to get approved for something. So let's show you what the something. I'm not going to go to it because I can't find it real easy. There's a graph. There's a chart that when you sign up for the EZ-FI program, www.first.app/EZ and add FI beyond that.
Yeah, that link is further down, Frank.
Okay. Then there you go right there. There's that link. Then you become a reseller. When you become a reseller of this product, you get to keep all the money for the setup fee. So when somebody signs up for $100 to set this up, you get that $100 instantaneously deposited into your bank account. So that's kind of a good, like hamburger money, gas money, go to the grocery store money. But that's only the beginning, because we want you to bundle it with the other things so that you can get the $10,000 or the $9,000 or the $1,000 on working capital. Okay, so this program is so simple. There's only 4 things that you need, and I'm going to show them to you, hopefully. Has my screen changed, Jeff?
No.
Thank you. Come on. Share screen. How about now?
Yeah, there it is. Checklist.
Okay. So here is our checklist. It is the simplest thing I've ever done in my life. There's no hoops to jump through, no problems whatsoever. I ask everyone to get me a credit report on themselves, not to qualify for this program, so that I will know that they qualify for the next program, the bundle. But for this program, all we need is a driver's license, a voided business check, articles of incorporation or DBA, and an EIN or an SS4 letter, which is how they report the EIN. That's it. I've gotten 36 applications from last week. I can't tell you how many people put in bank statements, 2 years of tax reports, their birth certificate. Oh my God. 4 things: driver's license, voided business check, articles of incorporation or DBA, EIN or SS4 letter. Not your social security. I don't want to see your social security. I don't want your date of birth. I don't want your marriage license. All I want is 4 things: driver's license, voided business check, article of incorporation, and EIN. If you think you have a 600 or above FICO, you're going to get some money. You may not get the 10,000 right off the bat, but you're going to get some money. And if you get say 5,000 and you start using it as a business would use it to advertise, to get to, oh, what about buying leads? Oh my God, I forgot about that. You can buy leads. We also have a program, costs $125, but you can get free leads for life. The software and setup cost $125, but then you can get free leads for life. Now, if you had that 100,000 or if you had 5,000, you could buy those leads. You wouldn't have to be waiting for, I don't know, a bus for a client to fall out of the sky. You wouldn't have to worry about that. All right, so I'm not going to beat that dead horse anymore. And there are the 2 links right here. Don't wait, do it now. I don't want anyone to sign up for the $99 because I'm afraid if you do that, you're going to be thinking it is a consumer credit. It is not. What I'd really rather see you do is I'd rather see you sign up for the $249.97 first.app/EZFi. The reason is if you sign up with this, you can sell this all day long. If you sign up with this, you've got hundreds of people who could use this. And every time you sell one of these, can anyone tell me how much commission you earn?
All of it.
All of it. I don't know who that was, but all of it. So you get the whole thing. This whole entire amount of money is deposited directly into your account. So you have 1, 2.5 sales. You've got your money back, and you're well on your way to $10,000, even if you got poor credit. And if you got good credit, you probably already have the 10,000, well on your way to 100,000. Guys, it only makes good sense. This is what you want to do. You want to do this one and sell the heck out of that one because the clients are everywhere. They're everywhere. I'm changing screens again. Jeff, tell me if you see my screen.
Yeah, BTL.
Okay. All right. This is the presentation that we did last week, but I'm not going to go through the whole presentation because we're running out of time. But I want to get down to, well, I'm just going to go over a little briefly. The commercial real estate, we're still doing that. It's going strong. The buy, fix, and flip, we're still doing that. It's going strong. Equipment financing like leasing, doctor's office, dentist office, manufacturing, gold drilling, oil drilling, yellow iron. We're still doing all of that. But here's where I wanted to start focusing in on bundling. The business directed retirement account. A lot of people who may not have perfect credit may have retired from a previous business, or they're no longer working for that company. They might have worked for IBM, but they're no longer working for them. If they have $50,000 or more in their IRA or the any of their retirement type accounts, we can help them access that money without incurring penalties, interest, or interest, or fines. You won't. They won't be punished for using their own money. We have a way, a very special way. We've got a very special way that we can have them access their own money and fund their own business. Revenue based, this is more for existing clients that have a business right now, and they might be making $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 a month. We can give them up to that $100,000 based on their revenue-based advance is what that's for. Personal term loans. This is where I said that we can almost match whatever their income shows, the annual income shows on the W-2 or 1099. Different rules apply for W-2 or 1099. But we want to bundle them together. When you bundle 2 or 3 or 4 of these together, we'll get the client all the money that they can possibly want, and we'll make one heck of a commission on it. Next one is unsecured personal funding. You know, we can go anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 on unsecured personal funding, and their promotional rates could be as little as 0% APR for up to 21 months. Guys, you can't get much cheaper than 0%. The UBF is the longest, most profitable running program that we've had in the company, and it goes from 50 to 60,000. We want to bundle 2 or 3 or 4 of these programs together to get the client as much money as we possibly can. We have introductory rates on this as well that start off at as low as 0% APR for as much as 16 to 24 months. We also have angel investors. If you've got a client and they're having a hard time, time's been tough, they may have been living on their credit card for the last 2 or 3 months, maybe 4 months. They've been living off of their credit cards. Their credit cards are pretty close to maxed out. They got good credit and they need the money, but they're maxed out. What do? Well, we can pay down the money to under 30% of their available credit, and those programs that I showed you up above, we can bundle them together and we can get that client now 100,000, 150, 200,000. We make an extremely good commission on that money. That's not the reason for the call today. But we can make an extremely good commission on that money and then pay back this angel investor out of the money that we get. This angel investor will literally pay them down for you instantly. No 30, 60, 90 days. Instantly pay them down. Okay, we also can deal with hard money in your area. I don't particularly like hard money. I know Vic doesn't like hard money either. A lot of people don't because it's hard. And we also have second chance financing. So when you put all of these things together, second chance financing is, even if you have a very low credit score, we can still get you some working capital to work with. Might be 500, might be 1,000, might be 1,500. But if you need some money to just get started, you need some money to buy some leads, you need some money to um, hire a telemarketer for you, you need some money to get inventory. We have ways that we can bundle these things together so that you can get the money that you need. And then, of course, is the business term loans, and that be like SBA, the Small Business Administration, or lines of credit or term loans. They're basically for existing businesses that can be used to acquire new businesses or an existing business or a franchise startup. Now, I'm going to give you guys $1 million clue. If you listened to any of the words that I said and you took any of the words that I said to heart, if you believe any of the things I just told you in this last half hour, 32 minutes, if you believe any of it, right here, Jeff, can you read this word right here, please, for me?
Franchise startup.
Everybody who is out of work is now looking to do franchises. Franchises of every kind. Did I say franchise existing business? No, I said franchise startup. Franchise startup. There are going to be a gazillion people wanting to start franchises right now. Thank you, COVID-19. There are people that their company has gone out of business and is not coming back, and the job's not coming back. So there are going to be people who are going to want to do startups. If you go online and you do a Google search for franchises and you contact those people and you tell those people you provide funding for franchise startups, they will send you their leads because those people can't find the money anywhere. They can't go to their local bank. They may have beautiful credit, and they go to their local bank and they say, I want to do a startup. And they say, sure, go ahead, do it, and come back in 2 years and we'll give you a loan. But that doesn't help me, Mr. Banker. Well, that's what we can do for you. Have a nice day. Take this balloon with you on your way out the door. We do franchise startups. This is a multi-billion-dollar business. Not million, billion. So if you want to do something with the words that I just told you, if you want to make money out of the words that I just told you, and don't call this your social hour or social half hour. If you want to make money, I have given you the ammunition and the tools and everything that you need to make money. Now you do a little bit of work. You go get the money for yourself. How do you do it? Well, you start by applying at that link that I just showed you a minute ago. It's on your promotion invitation. You apply for the money. You apply for some of the other programs, like the unsecured, the UBF, like the PTL. You apply for some of those yourself. You get $100,000. What will $100,000 do for you? Well, if you're currently working a job, the JOB, just about broke, it might give you a little bit of a cushion to live on while you're out there talking to these franchise startups. And these franchise startups are not looking to do it 6 months from now. They're looking to do it yesterday. They want the money yesterday. They found the deal of the century in their mind, and they want the money yesterday. If you go to these franchise people and you let them know that you can do the funding for them on a startup, yes, on a startup. You let them know that you can do that, and you'll have all the business that you can stand. And if you can get each one of these guys, I don't know, 40, 50, $100,000, 200,000. There are tons of franchises out there that are in that price range. Heck, somebody might want to have an easy financial franchise. It's only $20,000. If you got that person 100,000 and you got or yourself 100,000, you could spend 20,000 on your own franchise and you'll still have 80,000 left for working capital. So I'm over my time. It's 1:37. I'd love to take Q&A. You know, as long as you guys are with me, I'll go ahead and I'll say, if anyone has any Q&A, anyone has any questions about any of the programs that I said, unmute yourself, tell me where you're calling from, and ask your question. I'll do my very best to answer it. Where's that cricket recording that I was going to have?
Frank, this is Jeff. If I'm talking to somebody and they say, I want to have a franchise, I've got one that I want, what's the next step?
Fill out the application.
The same one we use for other things?
You can use the three-page application, or you can use the UBF application, the Unsecured Business Funding. You use that UBF application and fill it out, and that will get the ball rolling. You might want to ask them what they currently do right now, and are they a W-2 employee or are they a 1099, and are they currently working right now? You might want to ask them those kind of questions, and if they say, yeah, they are working right now, and you might also want to say, do you have an IRA or a 401k from a previous company? The words previous company are very important because we can't do it from an existing company. But if they have one from a previous company, they'll say, oh, I can't touch that money. Well, you can. So you ask those questions, get them to fill out the very first thing is the credit report. Very first thing. Have them fill out the credit report. Do an analysis. Look at their credit report. Say, okay, based on your credit report, sir or ma'am, this is what we can do for you. And then from there, if you need it, you can get me on the phone. You can contact Gene, and Gene will make an appointment, and I'll close the deal for you. I won't take any of your commission. You keep the whole thing.
Would some kind of executive summary about the franchise be helpful?
The answer is absolutely yes. But let's say one that comes up all the time is Sara Lee. Sara Lee is a bread company, a pastry company, and they deliver to grocery stores all over the world. And they don't have their own trucks delivering them. Some of them do, but not all. And those Sara Lee trucks, there's a route, and somebody can buy a route. There's another thing that is all over the place. You may have seen their trucks before. It's called FedEx. You can buy a FedEx route, and you can deliver packages for FedEx. So those are actual franchises. And if you get a executive summary is the best word. You get an executive summary of the franchise and who they are, what their customer base is. We're going to fund it. But guess what, Jeff? The unsecured business funding, the personal term loan, the UPF, unsecured personal funding, the BDRA, business directed retirement account, don't care what you're going to spend the money on. Listen again, they don't care what you're going to spend the money on. Doesn't matter. So all of those that I just said, that would sometimes be a roadblock. For a bank, oh God, absolutely a roadblock for a bank. It doesn't matter to us in the slightest. Great question.
Hey, Frank.
Yes,
Frank, this is Jason.
this is.
Yeah,
I can't hear what you're saying. You're getting.
this is Jesse.
Can anyone hear what that person's saying?
It's Jesse Yates, but he's getting an echo in his
Oh, Jesse.
transmission.
Okay. Yes, Jesse Yates. Try to ask your question. You're like echoing. I guess not.
You might, Mr. Yates, you might type it in the chat if you can't.
Yeah,
be
if you
heard.
type it in the chat, Jeff can read it for you. Anyone else have a question? Well, Mr. Yates is typing that in the box.
Hi, Frank. I have a question.
Yes, this is.
This is Loa. I'm from Lubbock, Texas.
Hey there, welcome.
Thank you. How would we determine, or how is the payback determined on the products?
Each one has a different program, but let's just take the unsecured business funding, the longest, most profitable one we've had ever. That one there is 2% of the outstanding balance. Did you hear Jeff when he answered the question, how much interest do you pay on a line of credit?
I did not. I missed that. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, you pay 0 on a line of credit. On a line of credit, you pay 0 interest. You don't pay any interest unless you actually use the money. And in that particular case, the unsecured personal funding, the UBF, the UPF, if you don't use the money, you don't pay anything. That's number one. Number two, the payments on the money that you do use, let's say I got you 100,000, but you only use 25. That was more than enough. You may have bought an easy financial franchise for 20, and that's all you paid. Well, in that particular case, you would only pay 2% of the outstanding balance. Basically, the same thing you would do if you had a credit card. Same thing.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Great question. Anyone else? Jeff, did Mr. Yates type in his question?
No.
Okay. Maybe he doesn't know where the chat box is. All right. Well, Mr. Yates, you can call me afterwards and I'll answer your question. All right. Well, if there are no other questions, guys and girls, I've given you $1 million worth of information here. It's up to you to use it. The franchises, that's only one tiny tip of the iceberg of what we do. I mean, just the microscopic tip of the iceberg of what we do. However, we have hundreds of different types of loans, way too much for anyone to comprehend. So the thing to do would be to focus on one until you become the absolute expert on that one, and then focus on another one and another one and another one until you decide, you know what, I know so much I could own an easy financial franchise. Now we're not a franchise, by the way. We don't make you jump through hoops, and we don't have the franchise rules and regulations that you are so laborious. We don't do that. Our branch office is not like that at all. But we'll talk about that in another presentation. Use the information. Take some of the things that I've said today, use it to your benefit. You can profit from this. Take the application, the invitation that I sent to you, and go apply for the let's see if I got it up here. I do not have it up here. Oh, bummer. Okay, take that number. It's 1st first.app, like an application, /EZFI, like easy financial. So 1st.app/EasyFi. Go sign up for that. You have utterly, absolutely nothing to lose. You can get your money back in 2.5 sales, and you could end up with $100,000 line of credit that you don't even have to pay back yourself. The system is designed for it to pay itself back. So with that, it's 1:47. Wow, I went way over. Boy, I'm sorry.
Frank, I put the link in chat.
Okay, the link is in the chat box. So anyone who knows how to get to the chat box, the link is in there. And I've gone way over my 30-minute lunch with the leaders. So I want to thank you for coming. We had a good group today. I'm glad I was able to really break it down. I hope that you take it and use it. If you do anything, when you get the replay later on this afternoon, go post it on your Facebook. Go post this on your Facebook. When you come next week, bring somebody with you next week and take action. Get the money for yourself. If you see how easy it is for you to qualify for $50,000 or $100,000 business line of credit, if you see how easy it is for you to qualify, it's going to make it easy for you to sell it to somebody else. It'll take that fear barrier and destroy it. There's only 4 things we need. It's simple. With that, I'm going to say thank you. God bless you. Boy, we have a beautiful crowd today. Hey, Garrett, I didn't even hear from you. Got a beautiful crowd today. All right. God bless. Take care.